Brand new data suggests that Republicans are continuing to surge everywhere. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today we have to talk about the 2024 presidential election because it appears that Republicans are surging everywhere. Yeah, that's right. Despite what Democrats may claim about the current state of the race, they are in deep trouble, and it's not just one or two states that they have a big problem in. It looks like Democrats have a big problem in virtually every single state, and not just deep red states or even swing states. It looks like they have a big problem even in blue states. Look at this. This is Florida, which I know is more Republican, but in the past month, Republicans have gained 60,000 new voters in just 1 month. Democrats gained only 36,000. That's not a typo. Democrats in the month of September gained only 36,000 new voters. That's it. Isn't it funny how just a couple of years ago, Florida was a swing state? Now it's a deep red state. And by the way, why the hell do Democrats think they're going to win Florida? Why? Because every time I look at the voter registration, it gets even worse for them. I mean, every month Republicans get a net gain of like 30 to 50,000 votes every single month. But oh, by some miracle, Democrats are going to flip Florida. It's not going to happen. Trump is going to carry Florida by a lot. Rick Scott's going to win by a lot. So this idea that Florida is a competitive state, no. Now, is voter registration everything? Of course not. But when you have trends this significant in voter registration, it becomes apparent that Democrats have a big problem. And it's not just Florida. Oklahoma, another Republican state, look at this. 24,000 new voters in the month of September. Democrats lost 1,200. I know it's Oklahoma, but you notice a pattern? It's every state. Iowa, which just a couple years ago was a swing state, and, you know, compared to other deep red states, it is, relatively speaking, competitive. Trump's going to win it, obviously, but, you know, it could be within 10 points. In the month of September, Republicans gained 3,600 new voters. Democrats only gained 2,600. Let's keep going. New Jersey. I think everyone could agree that New Jersey is a Democrat state. There is virtually no way Democrats could lose New Jersey, at least on paper. Well, in the month of September, Republicans gained 8,000 new voters. Democrats gained only 4,000 voters. That's it. Yeah, that's not a misquote. Republicans gained 4,000 more voters than Democrats did. And you look at the advantage for Democrats, in November of 2020, they had roughly a 1.1 million voter registration advantage. Right now, it's just barely above 900,000 votes. That's a swing of 200,000 votes in just 4 years. Hell, since 2022, it's been a swing of 200,000 votes. This is bad for Democrats because this is New Jersey. This is not some deep red state or a swing state. This is New Jersey, a very Democrat state. Yet, you're noticing a pattern? It's not just the deep red states that Republicans are surging in. It's deep blue states like New Jersey. Kentucky, deep red state, Republicans gained quite a bit. New Mexico, another deep Democrat state, Republicans outgained Democrats by 1,500 voters. Just like New Jersey, they're gaining way more voters than Democrats are in New Mexico. Which, you know, New Mexico is much more competitive than New Jersey, but look at this. Democrats didn't even crack 3,000 new voters in September. Republicans gained 4,300. Look at the advantage. In November of 2020, Republicans had a disadvantage of roughly 185,000 votes. Right now, it's only 158,000. That's nearly a 30,000 vote swing in just 4 years, just like New Jersey. Are you noticing a trend at all? It's becoming apparent that Republicans are surging not just in deep red states, not in swing states, which for those asking about the swing states, we got numbers out of Pennsylvania and it's not good. Republicans gained 12,000 new voters. Democrats only gained 7,600 voters. It's becoming apparent that the Republicans are gaining in virtually every single state. Not just deep red states, not just the swing states, but now these more Democrat-leaning states like New Mexico, like New Jersey. Doesn't mean Trump's gonna win New Mexico or New Jersey. Of course not. Voter registration can be misleading. It's not everything. But when it's nearly every single state showing the same trend of Republicans gaining way more voters than Democrats are, that's a big problem for Democrats because it's getting worse every single month. I mean, for crying out loud, Democrats were claiming that they were going to have a surge in September and October, that, their enthusiasm surge was going to save them. Does this look like an enthusiasm surge? When it's not just New Mexico or New Jersey, it's every single state, even Iowa, even Florida. I mean, Democrats think they're going to win Florida? How? In 2020, they had an advantage of roughly 134,000 votes. Now, Republicans have an advantage of 1 million votes. They are gaining every single month, way more than Democrats. How the hell can you spin this as a positive? There's nothing good here. If this was just one state having big trends like this, okay, you could argue maybe it's a fluke, maybe it's a one-off, but if it's nearly every single state, and not just Republican states, but swing states like Pennsylvania and hell, even the more Democrat-leaning states like New Mexico and New Jersey, I mean, how can you spin this? I really don't see how there's any positives here at all for Democrats because it's every single state. It's Republican states, it's Democrat states, it's swing states. Every type of state is trending towards the Republican Party. Again, this doesn't mean that Trump's gonna win New Jersey or win New Mexico. It just means that the trends right now are in favor of Republicans. Hell, it's accelerating. Every single day, it seems like Republicans are gaining more and more voters every day and everywhere, not just in one state. Every single state, virtually, it seems like. There might be a couple states here and there that Democrats gain in, but from everything I can tell, nearly every other state is trending Republican. That doesn't mean Trump's going to win every single state like this, but this is becoming a problem. And for those that are saying, oh, well, it's just, voter registration, it isn't everything, which I agree, it's not everything. Look at this. We have early voting out of Virginia. We've been tracking this for a while, same thing with Pennsylvania. And just like every other update, it is not good for Democrats at all. Now, it is becoming a bit more Democrat in Virginia. This was expected because mail-in voting just started, and it was expected to be more Democrat, okay, for the next, week or so. But even then, these are not good numbers for Democrats because, for starters, look at propensity. Republicans are getting their low propensity voters out to vote. These are people that have never voted or they might have voted once in their lifetimes, and that's it. Republicans are getting their low propensity voters out to vote early. That's the first problem. Democrats aren't. You notice Democrats, all their votes are from high propensity voters, people that vote in every single election. Every year they vote, no matter what. That's all Democrats are doing. They're not getting new voters to the polls. They're just cannibalizing their high propensity vote share. While Republicans, they're actually getting low propensity voters out to vote. But even then, look at the comparisons from 2021, 2022, 2023, which I know it's a little bit different because, with mail-in voting, it's going to be a bit more Democrat the next week or so. But look at this. Right now in Virginia, it's 59% Democrat. In 2021, it was 65% Democrat. In 2022, 65% Democrat. 2023, 59% Democrat. Yeah. It is more Republican than 2021 and 2022 on the same day. Does that mean it's going to swing 12 points Republican? No. It just should tell everyone that Democrats, they have a problem in Virginia. They will probably win the state, more than likely. But if you're Democrats, you don't want to be at 59% of the early vote. You want to be at 65%. And I know it's going to be a little bit more Democrat in the coming days, But if it's just, a 1 week surge and then the week after the fact it becomes more Republican, Democrats are screwed. They actually have a chance at losing Virginia, which I don't think is going to happen as of now. But at some point, it's like, okay, we've had early voting in a bunch of states, and none of them look good for Democrats at all. They correlate very well with what we're seeing with the voter registration. There's nothing positive here. Democrats, they are not getting their voters out to vote. That's their biggest problem. Now, some people are going to say, well, the early voting and voter registration looks bad for Democrats, but the polling's actually looking good for Harris. No, it's not. There is a brand new poll released from Remington, which is a more Republican-leaning group, so they could be wrong, I guess, but most of the time they tend to be, relatively speaking, correct. Right now, they have Trump up in Pennsylvania, up in Nevada, tied in Wisconsin, down in Michigan. Yeah, they have Trump up in Pennsylvania, which in my opinion is the only thing that really matters. If he's winning Pennsylvania, more than likely he's got the presidency. All right, and you have a poll from Insider Advantage, which is a good pollster. They have Trump up in Arizona, up in Nevada, up in North Carolina, and they actually have him tied in Georgia. So these polls are actually showing Trump's in a good situation in the swing states. And that's if we're assuming that there's no polling miss, there's no error, everything's perfect, which could happen. We could see a big polling miss yet again in favor of Trump. Is it for sure going to happen? I guess not, but I mean, come on. It's happened in the last 2 presidential elections. There's a good chance it happens yet again, where Republicans, they're dramatically understated in their polling. So if that's the case, Trump actually being up in Arizona, up in Nevada, winning Pennsylvania, tied in Wisconsin, it's actually pretty good for him. Does that mean he's for sure going to win every state? No. It just means that even the polling, it looks pretty good for Trump. Hell, there's a national poll that was released just today, which this pollster has a long history of overstating Democrat support, but either way, they have Harris +4. The problem for Harris is, well, look at this. Trump is winning on virtually every single issue. Illegal migration, Trump +14. The economy, Trump +12. National security, Trump +10. Taxes, Trump +8. Inflation, Trump +8. Crime, Trump +6. Yeah, he is winning on every single issue, which for starters means he's going to win the undecided vote. This is going to happen. He's going to win the majority of undecided voters in 2024, the vast majority. They're going to break for Trump because they trust him more on the issues. But even then, do you really think Harris is up by 4 when she is losing on every single issue? I don't think so. There's a good chance that there's some people, they're just lying, or this was just a poll that's overstating Democrat support yet again. But we just got to see what happens. But I don't see how anyone could spin this as a positive for Harris. The polling looks bad for her. Early voting looks bad for her. Hell, voter registration looks like a complete disaster. Does this mean Trump's going to win every single swing state in a historical landslide? No. But if you're the Trump campaign, you have to like what you're seeing. There's really no negatives here. There might be, one bad poll out of Wisconsin that people doom about, or Pennsylvania, I should say. But outside of that, is there really any negatives here? I don't see any. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.